Hey, good afternoon, everybody. We are about to do something pretty important. Every year, the district does what's called the Gallup Poll. I'm sure you've taken it. I'm sure you took it in 8th grade, or you've taken it here. I wanted to talk to you just a second about what it is, what type of questions they're going to ask you, and kind of about the importance of it, because the district spends a lot of money to gather your input on how you feel about school. So if you do me a favor when you take it, please take it seriously, because I really do look at those results and make changes at Kilo based on the things you say. So let's look at what it is. So we're looking at the PowerPoint, the Gallup Poll. We're going to take it October 21st through the 28th in second period. So teachers, if you will have kids initial when they've taken it, Dr. Rogers, it's kind of one of those, have to have near as 100% of kids take it as we can. So let's talk about who. All schools with students grade 5 through 12 take it. It's a brief web-based survey that measures factors linked to student engagement. And why is student engagement important? We know that the more involved you are with your school and the more engaged you feel, the better you do in school. And we used to, and we're not giving it anymore to the adults in the building because of the cost of it. The important people are you. It's why, not that teachers aren't important, but you. They want your feedback about how you feel about school. So the more engaged teachers are, the more engaged you are, the better the school is. Historically, we have some of the top results in the entire nation. One year we were in the top 4th of the nation of kids involved in school. And I do think that's because of things like block lunch and how amazing your teachers are and the clubs we offer. So that's what it's testing, your student engagement. How much do you enjoy going to school? How much do you feel cared for? How safe do you feel? All those things. So teachers, you can do that during advisory, or you can just do it when kids have a few minutes at the end of class. When you're done with something, you can do it after finals, but kids have to take it, so they need to initial when they take it. Okay, and we're going to send you the link for that. So LU looks at the results, and why does this matter? LISD looks at the results to see how our schools are ranking against other schools in the district, in the state, and the nation. I look at it very heavily, because if you say you're unsafe or you don't know how to problem solve, I think I need to do something about that. Most of our kids will say they do know how to get good grades. They know how to problem solve, because we really teach you to check your email, check with your counselors, email us if you have an issue. And there's a chance, this is a chance to share your opinion. So take it seriously when you get to do that. How and what, the next slide, does the survey look for? Each section has statements that help determine your engagement, your hope for the future, and your entrepreneurial aspirations in career and financial literacy. They added that a couple of years ago. It's kind of a new twist. Do you want to start a business? How do you feel about finances? That is something Gallup has started measuring with y'all. But engagement and hope are the two other pieces. So each statement is measured on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 being you strongly disagree, and 5 being you strongly agree. So let's look at the pieces. Engagement is your involvement and enthusiasm in school. So do you like coming to school? Do you feel like you're accepted here? Do you have a place here? Are you involved? That's what that engagement piece is looking for. A couple of sample items it may ask you are things like, I get to have fun at school. That's important, that you have fun, that you smile. So how do you feel about that? And then another example would be, I have at least one teacher that makes me excited about the future. We know that not every student has a great excitement about every adult in this building, but my hope as the principal is that you have at least one that you feel really loves you and gets you excited about your future. I would hope you'd have more than one, but at least one. The next part that we're going to look at is hope. Hope is the ideas and energy students have for the future. I know as a principal, one of the most important things I can do for you is help you have hope, even in a bad situation right now. There's a lot of kids here that have a stinky situation right now, but do they have hope about the future? When they say when people take away your hope, it's the worst thing they could take away from you. So even if things aren't great right now, do you have a plan for the future? Do you have a hope that you can get out of this situation? or just how do you feel about the future? I feel like I'm going to do well in college. I feel like I'm prepared. I feel like I'm going to have a good job someday. So a couple sample questions. I can find many ways around problems. So when you have a problem, do you have a lot of resources and people you can go to and things to think about? And then another one is I have a mentor that encourages my development. Does someone at the school encourage you? Does someone in your church? Does someone outside of school? That's important. Sometimes they say that resilient kids, meaning even in really, really bad situations, in really, really bad neighborhoods, and with a hopeless situation, when they have one mentor that believes in them, that changes their whole future. Entrepreneurial aspirations. It means a talent and energy to build businesses that survive, thrive, and employ others. Samples would be, I will invent something that changes the world. Another sample would be, I plan to start my own business. I've actually heard a lot of kids talk about starting their own business. And then the last piece is career and financial literacy. It's information, attitudes, and behaviors that students need to practice for healthy participation in the economy. You know, in the United States, we have an economy, a money system. How are we doing? That affects my investments I make with my money. That's what that is, financial literacy. So samples of those questions might be, I have a bank account with money in it. I hope that you are getting to the point where you have a bank account so that you can put your money in there and you can save. I'm involved in at least one activity, such as club, sports, or volunteering. Many of y'all are an avid and you volunteer. That all has to do with career and financial literacy, that you're giving back to your community, to the economy, that you know how to save money, things like that. 2015 findings last year, half of our students were hopeful about the future. And this made me kind of sad that a third were somewhat hopeful. But I know life can be hard out there. I get it. There certainly were times growing up when life was very, very hard for my family. But I do think I would probably always have answered that I was hopeful, that my parents wanted me to have a better future, that my teachers wanted me to have a better future. So half of our kids were fives, they were hopeful. Areas with significant increase for us, that y'all knew many ways to get good grades, and you had a real strong confidence that you'd graduate high school. The main area of concern for our kids is that they would find a good job after graduation, which I understand. I worried about that in high school too. I knew I'd go to college, I knew I'd do certain things, but I really hoped that I found a good job. So y'all felt that way too. In 2015, half of our students were highly engaged. That means we scored a 5 on that you said, yes, I'm highly engaged. And 29% were somewhat engaged. So we had a big increase in students that felt they were recognized and praised at school. And that meant a lot to me as a principal, because I do want you to feel that way. And that you have the opportunity to do your best. In areas of concern, you know, this has been an area of concern all the whole time. That you have a best friend at school and that you feel safe. I always want you to have at least one good friend at school and always to feel safe. So I look forward to seeing what our results are this year. So you have a tiny URL that I've sent you to take this survey. I will send it to you Monday for you to have. Again, I appreciate your honesty and your seriousness about taking this, because I will take it very serious what you put. And where the areas we score high and the areas we score low, I hope to do something about that for you. So we have great things going on here. I hope you feel that way. And I look forward to seeing your results. So you'll have next week to take this. So teachers, you can work that in your class anywhere it fits for you, okay? Have a great, I know you're going to watch this on a Friday, so have a great Friday and a wonderful weekend, guys. Thank you for taking it serious. Love ya.